gardeners, welcome back to another video on my channel. I actually just filmed this video for like a half hour and I realized my face was blurry the entire time. So that was fun. So I'm gonna re-answer all of your questions right now, which is actually kind of a blessing because I got a couple more questions on Instagram anyway, so now I can answer those in this video as well. So yeah, I'm going to answer some personal questions about myself because I literally never talk about myself, and I didn't realize how bad it was until I recently got a comment and one of you guys said, I've been watching you for a year and I just found out what your first name is. Because I literally never even say my name. My name is Trisha. I literally just don't talk about myself. I'm here because I'm here to talk about animals, so I always just talk about the animals. Also, if you hear crunching, that is my dog. He is playing with his new BarkBox toy, and it's a crunchy one. So yeah, I don't talk about myself very much, and I literally don't even know what to say about myself. So that's why I asked you guys to ask me some questions, whatever you want to know about me on Instagram. So I'm going to run through all of those questions. So the first question is, where do you see yourself in 10 years? So in 10 years, that is a really long time away. Basically, all I want is a house. Like really bad. I just want my own house. What makes me happiest is literally just always being home with my animals and all of my things that I love. I'm a Taurus, so I'm just a Taurus at heart. I love my things. I love my home. I'm not really like a type of person that likes going out very much. I mean, I like being outside and like nature, but like I don't do things very often. I'm always home. I'm sick all the time too, so that's also probably why. But in 10 years, I just hope I'm still doing what I love and I have my own house and backyard, hopefully turtles in my backyard or something. We'll see. So moving on to the next question. I'm just reading all of these off of my phone. Did you go to college? If so, what is or was your major? I did go to college. I went to Roosevelt University and I just graduated last December. I got my bachelor's degree in business. I basically just got that degree because I figured if I get this degree, I will guarantee I will get a job because business is everywhere. I was not interested in it whatsoever. I literally just did it so I could get a job to be able to take care of myself with my disease. So, I mean, it was rough. It was really, really rough. I did not enjoy college at all. Very, very happy that that part of my life is over. So the next question is, do you plan on creating any humans in the future? This is like such a serious question and I was so not expecting to have this, but like honestly, I love kids and I've always pictured myself being a mom and having children, but because I have Crohn's disease, it's an autoimmune disease, my body does not tolerate things very well at all. Like I literally get so sick just from getting like a sunburn, getting my tattoo done, even like a fluctuation in the temperature and the weather affects my body in such a negative way. So I don't think my body can actually handle giving birth or even just pregnancy in general. So maybe if I go into remission, it might be possible, but maybe I would be open to adopting a kid or something in the future because I absolutely love kids so much. And the next question, what was your dream job when you were a kid? When I was a kid, all I cared about were animals. All I wanted to do when I grew up was to take care of animals. I didn't know what job it would be exactly, if it would be at a zoo or whatever the case. Traveling the world, working with like amazing exotic animals, that would be amazing. But yeah, anything with animals is what I wanted, and that's why I have all of these animals. I wasn't able to turn it into like a job where I could travel because I'm sick, and working at a zoo is just very competitive and difficult, and like there's just so many other reasons that I'll get into later. But yeah, so those didn't work out. So now I just have my pets, and luckily I'm able to educate about them and be able to make money off of doing this. So it worked out really well. Do you have a religion you believe in? I do not. I grew up as a Catholic. I went to a Catholic private school. And at the time, I mean, I was kind of forced into it. I was a kid. I didn't really know anything. But as I grew up and like was able to think for myself, take philosophy courses, and just do my own thinking, I don't really believe in any set religion. I believe in nature and energy, just being present in the moment. I don't know if everything has a purpose in the end. But yeah, I just don't really have a religion. Do you smoke weed or enjoy smoking weed? So I have a medical marijuana card, and I honestly don't like the feeling of being high. I don't like the feeling of being drunk. I don't drink anything. I mean, my body wouldn't let me anyway, but like even before that, I just hate it. But yeah, I just don't like the feeling. I did it a couple of times to like ease my Crohn's pain, and I feel like it doesn't work all of the time, so it's not something that I really enjoy doing very much. It's not really my thing. So this question, are you vegan? So this is something that I've been wanting to talk about for such a long time because I feel like it's great for people to be vegan. It's good for the environment, it's good for you, but it does not work for everyone, and I feel like there's so much pressure put on people, and it's just kind of ignorant, especially for someone like me because I have Crohn's disease and I am so limited on the things that I can actually eat. So I would not be able to survive on a vegan diet whatsoever. I can't eat seeds, I can't eat nuts, I can't eat dairy, I can't eat gluten. I can't have like raw vegetables. I can't have a lot of fruits with seeds on them. Like there's just so many different things. And some of the few things I am able to eat are like chicken and eggs. Like that's literally how I survive. So, and I need that protein like desperately because my body is just going through a lot all the time. So I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of pressure that vegans put on other people, and I think that it's important to respect everyone's decisions and not judge them harshly because you don't really know everyone's situation and why they choose to put in their body what they do. And that's their own decision too. So yeah, I am not a vegan. So hopefully that doesn't make people angry. I physically can't become one though because of my disease. If you're able to do that, I think that's great and you're blessed, and it's truly a blessing to be able to do something like that. I miss my salads deeply. What is your opinion on the zoo? So when it comes to zoos, I feel like it's a very gray situation. It's not black and white. There are a lot of zoos that do it the right way, and there are some zoos that don't do it the best way. But from what I've seen, a lot of zoos do amazing conservation work. They do take proper care of the animals, and they're educating people about the animals and inspiring them to do even more conservation work in the future, which is just so beneficial to all of the animals. But again, there are some zoos that again may be lacking in funds or whatever the case may be, and those zoos either need help. Hopefully they aren't just like ignorantly taking care of these animals hoping to not change anything, and they think that bare minimum is good enough, because that's not the case. So I don't know, it depends on the zoo, it depends on the intentions behind it. I think a lot of zoos do amazing work, so I do support those zoos. I think a lot of people don't like zoos in general because of like the anthropomorphism. They think, oh, these animals deserve freedom and stuff, and that's just the people putting their own beliefs onto the animals. So that's like a huge thing. I'm not about that. I think that if the animals are given what they need, especially if they're rescued or they're in a conservation effort, then that's something that should be respected. Next question is, how are you doing at the minute? I hope you're well. I'm doing all right today. I do have low energy. I'm like really tired, but I mean, I'm like that all the time. But I appreciate you guys reaching out. I did make a post recently saying that I've been flaring up a lot lately, and like you guys just reaching out and saying I hope you're feeling okay and just checking up on me. It's so sweet. I appreciate that so much. You guys are just like the best. So just thank you so much. So the next question is skincare / makeup routine. Your skin is always flawless. Oh my god. And this is so nice. Like I appreciate that, but I'm like the worst with this type of a question because I'm like the worst girl on the planet. Like I mean, as for like skincare, I mean, I wash my face. I buy the cheapest like St. Ives thing and use that. For makeup, I don't know how to do makeup. I literally put on lipstick, eyeshadow, eyeliner, mascara, and that's it. I don't do like the face makeup stuff. I don't even know like what it's called. I know one is like bronzer and foundation, but I don't really, I totally don't know any of this stuff, guys. And I don't put any of that stuff on my face either because I literally don't even know how. My friend has tried to teach me, and I'm a really bad girl. All I care about are reptiles, so I don't really, sorry guys. My focus is not on that, so I really can't answer this question well. I don't know. I just wash my face, but I mean, I appreciate the compliment. Thank you very much. I have been kind of breaking out, like that happens monthly with girl stuff, so yeah, that's fun. But yeah, thank you for the compliment. So I got a lot more college questions, which I already answered. Do you have any siblings? So I'm about to get really personal here because my family situation has always been very, very confusing and just all over the place. So to answer about the siblings, it's not a simple yes or no for me. It's like a kind of. So basically when I was born, my parents were heroin addicts and I was adopted by my grandparents, my dad's parents. So my birth mother was not in my life and my birth father was in part of my life and then left and then wasn't really, and he kind of isn't now, like he's like in and out sometimes. So I grew up with my grandparents. My grandma passed away when I was 5. And then I lived with my grandpa. We had like my other aunts and uncles, which were technically my brothers and sisters because I was adopted. So there was a lot of drugs in my household and it wasn't safe for me. So I moved out with an aunt who was technically also my sister because of that adoption, which is really confusing. But she was much older, and she had 3 kids. And so I grew up in their household from middle school through high school, and they were technically my cousins, but they were like sisters to me because I like grew up in that family with them and they included me. So they're like my sisters. So yeah, but then I also like in my other household, I had like another older sister and brother, because I was adopted. So I don't know. It's confusing. Like it depends on the relationship, but I feel as though I have all of these sisters and brothers that I've grown up with in different ways. So that's how I view them, even though it's not like technical. I also have 2 half sisters from my birth mom. I met them like twice. So, I mean, I have like a lot going on with my family situation. So it's just really, really confusing to explain. So the next question is, where do your parents live? So my birth mom lives in, I think, Wisconsin, and I have no idea where my birth dad lives. I just have no idea. My grandfather, which was like my dad growing up, he passed away when I was 18. So I don't really have parents, I feel like. I don't know. I've always kind of felt that way. I mean, my aunt was kind of like a mother figure to me growing up. It's just really confusing because like everything is so blended and like weird and temporary, but it's just a confusing situation. I always feel like I just didn't have parents though, and I just kind of showed up and I'm here and I'm just taking care of these animals. So yeah, it's weird. But like I don't really like telling people about my entire family story because then people are just like, oh, I'm so sorry, and like they feel bad, and I don't want people to feel bad because I don't feel bad. Like it's just normal to me because it's how I've grown up. It doesn't bother me. Like I'm still happy as a person and I've created my own life, and I mean, it's totally fine. So, but yeah, it's confusing if people ask me these questions and I'm like, well, sort of, and I don't know, like it's just kind of weird. So you guys are getting to know me a little better, so that's why I'm getting into all of this. So the next question is, can you get another turtle as your other one sadly passed away? This is so rough. So Bubba was my very first reptile that I'd ever owned. I had a very special bond with her, and because of that, I feel like nothing else will measure up, and I don't want to get another turtle. I absolutely can't replace her. It was the same thing with my Leachianus gecko. When she passed away, I didn't want to get another one. I still don't to this day, because I mean, that relationship just had such an impact on my heart. Like I can't, I feel like nothing else will measure up. So I just cherish that memory of that animal, and I don't really want to try again. So I don't know, I'm weird. I might just still be in the grieving process. I just don't know. But yeah, I don't really have any plans. I mean, I would love to have like a turtle rescue one day because they are so neglected. So maybe if that happens, then I would take in more turtles. But other than that, is like keeping them as pets, I don't really have a plan. If you could change anything, what would it be? I would have people be required to be quizzed before they can take a new reptile home. They need to understand basic care, and it's just so important because people bring animals home all the time. They have no clue what they even are, what they're going to do, how they're going to take care of it, what's required, and the animal just suffers in all of those situations. So I want people to be more educated before they bring an animal home. What was your first pet and how did you get into reptiles? Bubba was my turtle. She was my very first pet. And she is what got me into reptiles. I was just so obsessed with her and so interested, and I just wanted to learn more and more about all these other reptiles, and that is why I'm here today. So the next question, I have quite a few of these. Do you have a job besides YouTube, and if so, what is it? So YouTube is like my main job right now. That's where I make like all of my money. Other than dog walking. I also do WAG, so I walk dogs around the neighborhood. It's kind of unfortunate because I got this degree and I was like, I'm gonna get a job with it, but my health has been so terrible. And like literally, I mean, for the past 5 years, I was living with my aunt and her children, and I was helping raise the kids. I was basically a live-in nanny because I couldn't leave the house because I'm so sick all the time. I've had jobs in the past and I would be calling in constantly. Like I can't even, like traveling is really hard for me. If I need to even go to the store or go anywhere, I have to have my boyfriend drive me and take me there. If I want to hang out with friends, I need them to come to me. Like I can't be out of the house for too long because I have such like severe low energy and I feel like I'm going to pass out all the time and I just flare up all the time. So with my health being what it is, I can't just go get a normal job because I literally can't make commitments because of my health. It's just like an everyday struggle. So that is why I do YouTube, because I'm able to do this at home, and then walking dogs I can do conveniently as I'm feeling up to it if they're close to where I live and it's something that I can handle. So that's pretty much it. So your guys' support is what really, really helps me out because my health is such a terrible situation and I honestly have such a hard time with money, but I'm able to pay my rent and get everything and take care of my animals because of you guys. So I really, really appreciate it. So moving on to the next question. Do you have a boyfriend? And if so, what does he say or think about all of your pets? I do. We have been together for 6.5 years now. And he's the one that got me. I mean, he was my number one supporter. We were friends for a couple of years before we started dating. And everyone, this is like when I didn't really know who I was as a person. I really loved my turtle. Like I was obsessed with my turtle. And everyone thought I was weird for liking reptiles. And it just made me insecure. And I felt like embarrassed and like I shouldn't talk about it and just really shy about it. But he was the one person that was super supportive. He would like take me out places. He would always be like trying to include animal activities because he knew I loved them. And he just really pushed me and has given me all the support since day one. And it's what's gotten me to where I am today. So he's like been my number one supporter since the first day. And he's just the best. And he really does like my animals, but I feel like he kind of pretended like he liked them a little more than he actually does because like he was trying to get me to like him in the beginning. But he's like kind of nervous around them. He like won't take them out on his own, although he did take Banba out last week, so I'm proud of him. But I mean, he thinks they're beautiful and he thinks it's cool, but he's not on my level of being into them. I don't think that's possible for many people though, because I'm like obsessed with them. But he does appreciate them and he's very supportive. So this one, your stomach condition, how do you handle the process of diagnosis, not becoming depressed and sad over things you can't do now because of your stomach problem? So I was diagnosed in 2012. And I was so relieved when I was diagnosed because I knew something was wrong with me for so long. I feel like I've always had issues even when I was a kid, so I've probably always had Crohn's disease, but it got really bad for like a solid year. And then that's when I really knew something was wrong, and then I got the diagnosis that I have Crohn's disease, and it was just such a relief because I'm like, okay, now I know what to do. Now I can like try to make myself better. Hello, Chachi. The hardest part was how much my body changed over time, because there were things that I could eat and then all of a sudden I couldn't, and it got really, really bad. There was like 1 year where I literally could not leave the house at all. I couldn't even eat dinner. I could barely eat any food. I was doing terrible. So that was a really hard period of my life. And keeping reptiles is actually what kept me happy and not being depressed. It gave me responsibility, it gave me inspiration, it gave me motivation, it gave me something to do with my day. So I had these animals to take care of, and it made me so happy to take care of them. So that's what kind of helped me get through it. And then that's when I started my YouTube channel too, because I was like, I'm home all day. I might as well just try to help people out and maybe connect with other people that like what I like. And it's completely worked out. Now we all found each other, and now we're making this video today. So it's just a beautiful thing. So if you do have issues, I just have to say you need to just focus on what you love, your passion, and just don't give up. I know it's so hard, especially when you're sick and you can't leave the house. There's nothing you can do. You just gotta find what makes you happy and just put your attention on that, so that way you aren't depressed and just miserable and feel defeated, because that's just not gonna help you. You just need to focus on what makes you happy always. If you could reincarnate as any reptile of your choosing, what would it be and why? I would always be a turtle. I always say this, they have the best life. They literally bask all day in the sun, go swimming, and then they just eat snacks. Like, I want to be a turtle. They literally live like a mermaid life. I want to be a turtle. That's it. Nothing else could compare to that. How has reptile keeping changed your life for the better? I kind of answered this already in that previous question, but literally just keeping them brings me so much joy and purpose in my life. I don't know what I would be doing if I didn't have these animals, because they're literally my life, my entire life. So I love them so much. I'm so glad that I did have that support from my boyfriend, and I just kept pushing and pushing and got so into it as I have, because I don't know what I would be doing with my time without all of these guys. How do you care for your pets and manage finances? Any budgeting tips? So, I mean, I'm not good with this stuff. My boyfriend is better with this stuff. I would always say to just make sure you're saving money, putting money to the side, especially if something were to happen with an animal or you have to see a vet. Just always make sure that you have everything that you need. I feel like that's common sense and probably not the best advice. But, I mean, saving is like such a great tip. That's so important. Which is your favorite species of poisonous and non-poisonous snakes? So, I feel like this person meant to say venomous, because there are some species of snakes that actually are poisonous, and I don't even know what they're called. I'm so unfamiliar, and there's so few species like that. It may just be one species. I'm not even sure. But I can answer venomous. Venomous, I love pit vipers. I think that they are just so stunning. It blows my mind that they even exist. And for non-venomous, I am a boa person. I love boas. I love everything about them. Boa constrictors, specifically, they just everything to me. Like, I love them. So the next question is, Chacho, you're so loud. Favorite dessert, favorite meal, and favorite breakfast food. Okay, French toast is my favorite breakfast food. I love French toast ever since I was a kid. Like, it's just delicious. Favorite dessert, I love sweets are everything to me. So, like, literally anything sweet. So I would probably say ice cream. I've just recently discovered avocado ice cream, so I've been able to have ice cream again because it's dairy-free. So I would have to go with mint chocolate chip avocado ice cream. As for favorite meal, I don't know. I change. It's whatever I'm in the mood for. Like, I love burgers. You cannot go wrong with burgers. Burgers are so good. Okay, so the last question is your sun, moon, and rising astrology sign. So I am a sun Taurus, a moon Capricorn, and a rising Taurus. So got two Taurus things going on there. I don't really know too much about what all of that means. I know like the general like meanings to everything, but if you want to like evaluate that and leave me a comment and let me know what that means, I would be very interested in finding out any more information, because I don't really, my friend Stacy's super into this stuff, but she's on another level than me for sure. So yeah, I hope that I answered all of these questions well. If you guys have any other questions that you want me to answer, go ahead and leave it in a comment and I will get to you. Chachi, I know you're so needy. So yeah, thank you guys so much for asking me all these questions. I hope that you got to get to know me a little better. I know I'm just like super awkward and private, and I'm sorry I'm so private. I don't mean to be, it's unintentional. I'm literally just an awkward person. I don't know what to say about myself. Chacho is biting my finger off right now. So I'm gonna head out. This guy needs to go for a walk. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.